Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Joey G. This Monday night, damn, time flies. Monday Night Raw coming at you in about 50 minutes. Monday Night Raw preview, break it down to you. John Cena, not at Raw tonight. Raw in the Niagara, or not, I guess the Niagara Center in Buffalo. It used to be the MCG Center. I don't know what, not the MSG, the MGC or something arena, but now it's the Niagara Center or something like that, or the Niagara Falls Center. But it's in Buffalo tonight. John Cena not scheduled to be on the card tonight. So all you can't see me, he's not going to be there. So maybe he'll be via satellite because he's kind of getting like The Rock. And he is. He's got that face and he's going to become like The Rock. But enough of Cena. Let's going to get what Raw's going to be about tonight. As I was reading on the storylines. One thing, Santino Marella, as a lot of you diehard wrestling fans know, he was a comic wrestler, and, came real close to winning the Royal Rumble in 2011 when he was actually, came down to him and Del Rio, and Del Rio won it. I actually really thought for a second that Marella was going to win it, and that would have been crazy, but they would have buried him and had him lose on Raw the next night or at that Elimination Chamber. But anyway, tonight on Raw, you could see Santino. I know he's trained to get back into the ring, but that's not a real big thing. You're going to see a lot of the storyline tonight is going to be based around Brie Bella being Nikki's bitch. You know what I mean? Doing whatever Nikki says. And I like that. That's good entertainment. I love when girls boss other girls around. I love the tough chicks. That's just how Joey G is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And big shout out to the Click. And cousin Mikey Noor, Stace, Click Chick, Charlie O'Neill. You know what I'm saying? Buddha, Ace Diesel, the Click for life. My NWO brothers, Andriaccio, Paul Fury, everybody that used to be in the NWO, Ghazi, everybody, P, NWO for life, Wild-Tooth, what's up? But it's Joey G. Also on Raw tonight, I think Cesaro, the Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose feud, that's going to be featured a lot. And you're going to have me doing, excerpts of Raw all night. The good parts, the Bray Wyatt promos, Dean Ambrose, Randy Orton. There's going to be a lot on him because we know he's turning face. He looked like a beast, as my cousin put the comment last week. He looked like a beast last Monday night. He pushed Triple H out of the way and bang, dropped Seth Rollins right on his friggin' gay-looking Charlie Manson face, but his hair is cool. You gotta admit, Seth Rollins' hair is cool as shit, dude. For real. I got my head bald again, but I am gonna let the top grow. I shaved the sides and back, but I am gonna let the top grow, and it's gonna be blonde and sexy like it was before. You females remember that. You know that? You remember when it was blonde? All them comments I used to get. For real. But, it's gonna be a good Raw tonight. Cena's not gonna be there, and usually when Cena's not there, they got to turn it up because, I'll even agree. Cena makes Raw. He does. Now you got Dean Ambrose, and he's in that spot. So, Dean Ambrose and Randy Orton are going to be the two main, and Bray Wyatt as the heel, and Seth Rollins is the other heel. They'll be the two big heels tonight. I know Buffalo is getting Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins in a street fight. I think that's the dark match when Raw goes off the air at like 11:15. Buffalo, you're going to get to see that. We're not going to get to see that. But maybe I don't even think on the WWE Network they show that. I don't know. I don't have the WWE Network. You know what I mean? But even though I know in November, I hear you get Survivor Series for free, and the whole month of November is for free. So I am thinking about it. But, you can see everything on YouTube. You can see everything on Netflix. I got every DVD over there. From 2000, from the 90s I got. The stars of the 90s. I got Attitude Era. I got before the Attitude Era when Diesel was champion. I got it when Lex Luger was riding the Lex Express. You know what I'm saying? SummerSlam 93. What's on the WWE Network that I haven't seen? You know what I mean? I ain't bragging, but the guy, there's a guy on here that watches me. Osborne, you're a supporter, you're loyalty, and I will remember you forever. And you watch me, and I know you watch me. And when I get big, trust me, I see you on here. You know what I mean? I see your comments. You know what I mean? And I won't forget you. You're a loyal fan, and you will be right there, and you're part of the Click as well. And this ain't no joke, this Click thing. But let me get on to, another part of my, thing. Raw, we'll see what Raw's going to be like tonight. It's great. It's going to be focused on two of my favorite wrestlers, Randy Orton and Dean Ambrose. And who's going to join Team Cena. That's going to be a big thing. And just to let you know, Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury are not going to be on Team Authority. Thank God. That's all I'll say about that. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank God. But, something I want to get on real quick. Undertaker. Deadman or American Badass? Which did you like better? In your words. And I don't even, I'm asking my click members this. Mikey Noor, Buddha, Charlie O'Neill. You know what I'm saying? Stacy. You know what I mean? The click. You know what I'm saying? And everybody throughout the world can leave a comment. The Deadman or the American Badass? Okay, the Deadman, this is my theory on it, okay? I'm not going to keep this video that long because it's Raw night. When Raw's on, I do a lot of segments during Raw at night, on Monday nights. Even though I do got group for 2 hours in the morning, I got to get up at 6:45, but that's not that late. 6:45. The time went back the other night, so it's light out by the time I leave at 7:10. It'll be light out, and I'm done at 9 o'clock. So I'm done at 10 o'clock. I'll be home by 10:30, 11 o'clock at latest, so no big deal. You know what I'm saying? And I got you know what I'm saying? Always got my apartment. I'm got it to myself, but Joey G's going to be going to Florida. You know what I mean? Big wrestling bed down there. But, that's for a future show. I'll let you know later on a show this week. Maybe tomorrow night. Danny Mac, my brother. We're doing a show tomorrow night. Big show that I gotta let everyone know, even my click members. I gotta let them know. I'd rather just do it across the air and let them know with everybody. You know what I'm saying? But it's a good thing. You know what I mean? Also, shout out to Pooch, right there. Pooch, Pat Riley, for life. I've known him since the 4th grade. That's my man, my best friend. Things are gonna get better, Pooch. Don't worry. Joey G's on top of it. But anyway, the American Badass or the Deadman. Now, excuse me. In 1990, Brother Love, or not, it was 1990? 1990 Survivor Series in, Hartford. It was in Hartford, because that's when they had the Gobbledygooker come out. In Hartford, Illinois, and that's when they had the final Survivor Series matchup, and on the one side it was Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, and Tito Santana, and on the other side it was Ted DiBiase Sr., not the Ted DiBiase that was in Legacy. Ted, the $1 Million Man, and I don't know who else, I forget. And I remember watching it, but I was young. And originally, The Undertaker was supposed to come out of the egg. And his name was supposed to be, this is the true story. And you can ask Don Tony, Kevin Castle, anybody on here, Sean's View. I don't know if he remembers that. He was a little kid back then. I'm sorry, Sean, I'm not taking shots at you. You know what I mean? But you were. In 1990, you were a little kid. You were born in 88. You're my brother Mike's age. That was supposed to be The Undertaker, and Vince McMahon saw him, and he saw him on WCW TV when he was Mean Mark, and he had the heart punch, and he used to wear a mask, and he was like the super mask guy, and Vince thought, this guy could be the Eggman, but I guess when Vince saw him in person, Vince was like, this guy's too good to jump out of an egg. This was like 2 weeks before Survivor Series, because it was supposed to be The Undertaker. Now, nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew who was supposed to jump out of that egg. Pat Patterson thought, this is a true story. You go on YouTube, it was on when WWE had WWE Classics on demand. Pat Patterson thought it was Ric Flair because it was November of 90. Flair came in the next summer, July of 91. August of 91 he debuted. Yeah, after that SummerSlam, the Warrior, August, SummerSlam 91 at the Garden. The Sid Justice was the referee. It was Hogan the Warrior against Sergeant Slaughter, Iron Sheik, who was forget his name, Colonel Mustafa, that was Iron Sheik's name, and General Agnon. That was the match made in hell, match made in heaven. And then Flair came in. Bobby Heenan kept teasing it, the real world champion. Then he then he said Ric Flair, and Gorilla Monsoon was like, I was even like, because that's when I was a huge Ric Flair fan. You know what I mean? Flair died out. He killed himself during the years, doing them elbows on jackets. That's just plain corny and gay. But I guess Vince looked at The Undertaker like, that's exactly what I heard, and said, this guy, he must have looked at him and said, this guy's too good to be an Eggman. You know what I mean? Look at him. So, they put the gimmick on him. In the beginning, he came down, and Ted DiBiase brought him down first. And he was, Brother Love he was with Brother Love. And then about 2 weeks later on the Brother Love show, he brought out Paul Bearer, Percy Pringle, who I knew from WCCW World Class, where he started, in the Sportatorium in Dallas, Texas. Big shout out to the Von Erichs. I loved World Class Championship Wrestling as a child. that and the WWE when it was back in Allentown, before even Hogan. You know what I mean? Orndorff double-crossing Hogan got me into it, but back in the day, World Class was my shit. I was a little kid. I loved the Von Erichs. I loved Michael P.S.A.'s, Terry Bam Bam Gordy, and Buddy Roberts. They're the ones that made me like heels. And Paul Orndorff. Them four guys were the four guys that made me, especially Michael P.S.A.'s. Was just, Bad Street USA. But anyway, Undertaker, Deadman, or Badass. Now, if you say you don't like the American Badass, you're saying you don't like Mark Calloway. It's exactly what you're saying, because that's the Undertaker. That was him. That was the real Mark Calloway. And that's what I like the American Badass better. And I was listening to Spike Eskin, Howard Eskin's son, here in Philadelphia as a show, 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning, and a lot of calls are about wrestling. Somebody was on there this might have been a year ago, a little less than a year ago, and said, if you ever work for the WWE or you're in the WWE locker room, don't ever say in front of Vince McMahon that you like the American Badass character than the Deadman, because he flips out. That he's seen people get fired on the spot just for saying it. Not wrestlers, but like stooges that kiss Vince's ass. You know what I mean? Which I would never be, and I'm telling you that right now, Vince. And Triple H, you know what I mean? Joey G ain't no stooge, you know what I mean? I'll write you great storylines and your ratings will go through the friggin' roof. And I mean, like a rocket ship through the roof, okay? Like, that's how much confidence, that's how much knowledge is in this head, okay? But, like The Undertaker was great. He was great as The Undertaker, even in his later years. WrestleMania 23, for instance. JBL said it. I've never seen The Undertaker look good. In that match at WrestleMania 23, The Undertaker as the Deadman against Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship. The Undertaker won that Royal Rumble that year, 2007. He looked great. The next year against Edge, at WrestleMania 24, he looked great. They main evented that one. That was the last match for the world title. Undertaker won. WrestleMania 25 against Shawn Michaels, because he started only wrestling once a year. We saw when he came back in 2010 for a little bit full time, and he looked like shit. Kane was kicking his ass, his storyline brother. For all you idiots out there that think Glenn Jacobs and Mark Calloway are really brothers, they're not. The Undertaker and Kane are not brothers. They're friends, they're drinking buddies, they're wrestling buddies. If BSK is still running around and Undertaker's still running shit backstage, I'm sure Kane's a part of it, but they're not brothers. I hate to break it to you idiots that think they are brothers, but I like the American Badass character. Personally, I think you had to move on. We had the Deadman in 1990, oh my gosh, until 1990 to 1999. Then he left in 1999. He wasn't in WrestleMania 16. He returned to Judgment Day 2000. He came down on a motorcycle. It was Triple H and The Rock, one of the greatest Iron Man matches ever. Probably Shawn Michaels was the referee. It was an Iron Man match. It came down to The Undertaker had Triple H in a tombstone, and he tombstoned him. And Shawn Michaels was a face. Triple H was the heel. The Rock was the face. But Shawn Michaels wasn't playing the heel. He wasn't playing a face. He was just playing a referee. Disqualified The Rock, because what The Undertaker did to Triple H, giving Triple H the lead, 5 falls to 4 falls, giving Triple H back the title. That's when the WWE title was changing every pay-per-view. It was, at that time. That was Triple H's started his reign of terror. But, he came back, and that was the real Mark Calloway. When he shoved JR's head up Vince's ass and said, "You think you're better than me? I've been kissing Vince's ass all these years, and this is what I get." I just think the American Badass was a good... the comeback as Kane buried him alive and at Survivor Series 03, and then he came back at WrestleMania 20 in the Garden, and Paul Bearer was like, "Oh, yeah!" And the Deadman came back. I could see doing that for a pay-per-view or two, but then bringing him back as the American Badass. I like the American Badass better. This is Joey G. You'll see excerpts of Raw tonight. This is Joey G. I'm out. Peace.